After a 2-hour drive through country Victoria, the last thing you expect in the next country town is this, a grand boulevard of fine architecture. It's Bendigo, but it looks like Paris, and there's a reason for that. The architects who designed these wonderful public and commercial buildings were directly inspired by the architecture of Baron Haussmann and Napoleon III, and they rebuilt Paris between 1852 and 1870. Grand architecture on the Parisian scale really doesn't come cheap, and you tend to find it in 19th century boom towns, like Bendigo. Gold was still mined here until 1939, and today you can visit the central Deborah gold mine for an underground experience.
Well, you come to the mine to get an idea of what the miner's life was like back in the 1930s, 1940s and 1950s. They mined for gold, and they found a fair bit of it in Bendigo. It was one of the largest gold fields in the world. Someone decided way back in the very early 70s that we should preserve some of Bendigo's history. This mine is exactly as it was left in 1954 in the main historical area of it. We have added other little bits and pieces to it, but generally speaking, what you see here is a true representation of what Bendigo's underground mining scheme was like.
Here we are now at the heart of Bendigo on Pall Mall, and you can see this Second Empire architecture up close. It's an extravagant mix of the Baroque and the Renaissance style. Typically, they have these very elaborate roofs with square towers and an iron trim or cresting. There's an integrity of style here, but every building has an individual character. Gold was the honeypot that drew people from all over the world, and the Chinese flocked to the Bendigo goldfields. Today, there's a museum dedicated to telling their stories. The Golden Dragon Museum traces the rich and colourful history of the Chinese here in Bendigo, with regalia from Chinese street processions and traditional performance.
The collection is actually quite unique. We have the largest collection of textiles from the 1880s. We have many other collections, in particular our dragons, having the world's oldest imperial dragon in the world and also the longest imperial dragon in the world. The original dragon Lung was first reported in 1892, and the newspaper reported that a monster had arrived here in Bendigo. Lung was heritage listed several years ago, but he is also significant in the world because he is one of a kind.
Bendigo Art Gallery is one of the oldest, and I think best, regional galleries in Australia, but it has a contemporary face and a reputation to match.
The best thing about Bendigo Art Gallery is that marriage between old and new. So if you're not into contemporary art, there's a wonderful collection of historic paintings, objects, porcelain, silver, but also if you are interested in contemporary Australian art, there's a great diversity of collection as well. And of course we have a fantastic changing exhibition program, so there's lots to see here.
You know, as with architecture, the Bendigo tram has coexisted alongside modern forms of transport, but it never generated the passion and madness of the car and motorbike.